So in the video where this comment came from, I actually talked about how the Masters filled up in just 3 hours, and how they do a pretty good job trying to eliminate urethane, and that I thought, in my opinion, not seeing all urethane on the TV show would be a good thing. This commenter says, "Why is it good not to see urethane on TV? Makes no sense." And I said, well, companies make a dozen new balls a year, and I think seeing the new balls on TV would be better. How would that be better? He says, who is it better for? It will be better for those selling bowling balls. And that's exactly the point. That's the entire point behind this, is these companies, all of the brands that pay PBA registration are a huge chunk of what keeps bowling alive. Now, it's not the biggest chunk, but it is still a much, much needed chunk of product registration fees that go to the PBA that help pay for prize funds and all the travel expenses and everything that keep bowling alive. Because let's be honest, without the PBA, bowling would struggle. At a competitive level, bowling would probably die. So if we've got nothing but urethane balls going down the lane, and it's the same, 4 out of 5 bowling balls constantly going each week, that does nothing to drive the sales. It does nothing to help promote the bowling balls that are being used out there on a regular basis as well. Some of these newer bowling balls that a lot of people really, they only see on social media, they want to see the professionals use them as well. They want to see in what situations they use them. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Look how many league bowlers bought a purple hammer because they've seen all the PBA pros using them on the TV shows all the time. And most of the people who bought purple hammers bought them for the wrong reason, not understanding what they were actually going to use them for. Most people buy urethane balls, today's modern urethane balls, thinking it's going to help them play straighter, where in most cases, all it does is just force them to move a little bit further left because it hooks so early, and then they can't get the ball to go through the pins because they don't have the power, they don't have the revolutions to use it. And then you're on top of that, you're pissing everybody off, making the lanes change and do all kinds of crazy things. They're hooking more in the front, and they're getting tighter down lane. All of that good jazz. It's crazy. I see a lot of people giving up so much power, so many pins because they're choosing to use a urethane ball straighter, or trying to use it straighter, leaving corner pins like crazy, rather than using a reactive ball and just moving their feet a little bit left. But it is what it is, I suppose. But the entire point of this is, I think it would benefit ball companies greatly to see a lot of the other bowling balls on TV instead. At the end of the day, these companies are out to make money, right? They're trying to be profitable. And the way to be profitable is to get their bowling balls out to these consumers, the bowlers. And one of the ways that they promote them is by having staff players on the PBA Tour and getting them to use these balls. When Hammer has multiple staffers where basically they just go from tournament to tournament with 7 different purple hammers in their bags, that's not really promoting a whole lot of bowling balls. Now, granted, that just means that bowling ball was really, really good, which I completely understand. Would it be different if it was like, let's say, the new Big Time that just came out, the limited edition? Would it be different if somebody just walked into a tournament and had just a Big Time in their bag? I mean, I guess not, So to your point, it could be any ball. I think my point is I would like to see a variety of bowling balls on the lanes a little bit more than just these specific ones that are being used constantly. I mean, for me, it has nothing to do with, competitive advantage or anything like that. I'm just thinking from a business aspect, like keeping PBA, getting the product registration coming in and keeping the companies making money. Like, from a business aspect, that just seems to be better all around. Just my opinion, though. Because I'll be honest, I've had multiple people come in trying to buy urethane balls and stuff, and they try to explain to me what they want to use them for, and I end up talking them out of it. And luckily I do, because then they go out and shoot honor scores or do something a whole lot better, because now they have a ball that actually fits their hand properly and actually is laid out properly. Whereas if they would have gone somewhere else and just said, hey, I want a purple hammer, they'd have been like, all right, here you go, and just put the pin right up above the ring and said, have at it. And they would have struggled, and they would have been mad, and they would have just wasted $200 on a ball, and that was just going to sit in their basement now. I know a lot of people that have an awful lot of those bowling balls that they buy, and they hate them, and they don't understand why they hate them. And 9 times out of 10, it's because it was laid out improperly, because they just throw the pin up above the ring finger with the CG kicked out just a little bit, and they call it good. Most pro shops don't actually take you out there and get your PAP and do all the things they're supposed to do in order to give you the best chance to have a layout that you need. Most people don't even find your PAP and then watch to see how high that dot going down the lane actually is, whether you're higher tilt or lower tilt. They really don't care about that stuff. They for some reason just think that they can just throw 3 holes in it and it's good to go. And it used to work out really good back in the day because you could just throw 3 holes in it, and then if it didn't hook enough, you could just put a counterweight hole in the side of it to make it flare a little bit more. If it hooked too much, then you could put one above high, and you could make it hook a little bit more. All kinds of different things you could do to change the shape of the core and make it do just a little bit different things. So, I'll tell you a story on that. Actually, I took an IQ tour back in 2014. We went and we bowled. I bowled with Terry Rohrer and George Palumbo and Jamie Kaiser and some of my guys. Zeke Bate was with us that year. And I went in and we bowled the Bowler's Journal, and I had this new IQ tour that I just drilled because I love that ball. And I just drilled a fresh one, and I went and bowled, and I think I bowled like 615, and I was so mad because this ball just gave me so much over-under. I didn't know what it was going to do, and I said, you know what? I took it over to the Storm booth, and we were in Reno. Took it over to the Storm booth, and they let me use their press, and I just threw a hole in it real quick. I increased the flare of it, so I put a hole down off my VAL and hit the core to make sure to increase the differential a little bit, get it to flare just a little bit more. And I took it and bowled the next block at the Bowler's Journal and bowled 796 with 300. End up making, I don't know how much I made off of that, like a little over 10 grand in the Bowler's Journal that year. And then used that same ball in team event and whatnot. Bowled 750. I bowled 2000. I don't remember what I bowled, 21 something. I don't know. Bowled pretty good. And that's the year we also set the highest team game ever with 13-18 out in Reno that year. And that was also the year where the team that won team event bowled like 3,700. It was crazy, high scoring year. But that goes to show you that just a change like that can make a big difference. And you don't have the ability to do that now. Now we can't just go and put a hole in the side of a ball and be able to change the reaction very well. I mean, we could drill the fingers a little bit deeper, the thumb a little bit deeper, things like that. But it's not the same as being able to, go off on the VAL and put a hole in the ball. So those things make a difference whether you want to believe it or not. So it makes it that much more important for a pro shop to even find your VAL or find your PAP and know your axis tilt and your rotation and stuff like that to be able to create a ball reaction that you truly need for the environment that you're bowling in. So just keep these things in mind. Make sure and come visit me. I'm at Bowler X Pro Shop and Training Center in Waterford, Michigan at Waterford Lanes, 7100 Cooley Lake Road. Come see me. I'm there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. We're not there on Thursdays or Sundays. So just come out and see me, and we'll get you taken care of. So hopefully this explains some things and helps a little bit. No hate to this person at all. Just trying to make sure we get the word out on where the thought process is on all of this. So I'm out of here. We'll see you guys later.